What's up everyone? My name is Daniel, this is DDS Driven, and this is gonna be the first video of the build series of this. This is my 1991 Bertone Freeclimber, and believe it or not, it is BMW's first ever four-wheel drive. So you might wonder why I say this is a BMW SUV. Back in the 80s and 90s, BMW wanted to get into the SUV and truck market. They had the engine and they had the power, but they didn't have a chassis to do so. Toyota used one of their smaller companies, Daihatsu, to make this happen. They provided the chassis needed for the build. BMW supplied the powertrain, but this was actually put together by a company named Bertone, an Italian design house that put together what you're seeing right here. There were only 2,800 of them ever made, and we have one of them. So now that you guys know about this, let me tell you a little bit more about how we ended up getting this. 5:30 a.m. We're gonna pick up Alfredo, and then we're gonna go pick up the new project. Really excited for it. From the start, the goal was to build a Toyota 4x4 and swap in a BMW turbo diesel engine into it, something like an M57. We wanted that low-end torque, reliability, and something that stood out. I was already researching donor engines, figuring out wiring, custom mounts, ready to dive in. Then out of nowhere, Alfredo sent me this listing. I opened it up at first glance. I thought it was just an old Land Cruiser, but then I see the badge, Bertone Freeclimber. So I start digging and I'm like, wait a minute, that's a Toyota frame and chassis, but with a BMW powertrain. And not some crazy swap. It came like that from the factory. Built in Italy in the early 90s, it's literally the build that we had in mind, already done. And here's the kicker. The last one sold in the US was back in 2019 on Bring a Trailer. And after that, nothing, totally off the radar. And now one popped up just 2 hours away from us in Port St. Lucie. It felt way too perfect, same idea, same combo we wanted, right in our backyard. There was no way we were passing that up.
Devo massimo un Goins.
Bertone.
E Bertone!
Well, we finally picked it up. We are on the way back to the shop, and we're able to cruise on the highway at 60 miles per hour just fine. It's 2,500 RPMs and it's running smoothly. Holding temperature. The fuel gauge is working, which is great. The battery voltage gauge is also working. However, on the way here in the highway, there was a truck in front of us that was leaking diesel and it got all over the windshield, so we can't really see anything. We're gonna try to stop at the next gas station and get that cleaned up, but everything is going well.
¿Qué tal los frenos? Nice. Ow.
So we have it in the shop officially. Alfredo and I went out for a test drive so he can try it out. What?
The actuator went on.
Hit it. I think it works.
Dude, I don't know, I heard it.
I heard it. So this is equipped with electronic dampening adjustment on the shocks.
Oh, yes.
It works?
Look. Look.
All right, so that is the softest setting.
No, this is the hard setting.
So that's the stiff setting. No way. No way that it works, bro.
Oh, what?
Okay. They're shaking pretty bad. So now that's the stiff no way, bro. The electronic dampening works.
Yes.
So that's phenomenal. So we are finding that this thing is in great shape. It drove 2 hours on the highway, maintaining temp like a champ. All the gauges read properly. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so the first thing we gotta do is do an exhaust, 100%.
Straight pipe the hell out of it.
So yeah, stay tuned for the upcoming episodes of this build. It's definitely gonna be an epic one.
For sure. Well, there you have it. That is the official first project.
So on the next episode, what we're gonna be tackling is just maintenance and go over the entire car itself. We need to check what needs to get done right away, and also do a couple of maintenance items. You know, the oil, all the fluids, check everything in depth, throw it on the lift, see what needs to be done.
I love the hoses, bro.
All the hoses.
Got me worried. They're cracking there. We drove it down to Miami. We only checked the basic stuff.
The basics.
It had oil. No, it doesn't matter what it
had
looked
brakes.
like, but it had oil. It would brake.
Barely.
And it had tires.
It had
Barely
no.
brakes.
It had no assistance.
Right, because it's got a vacuum leak somewhere. So you
Well,
gotta
yeah,
look into that.
we gotta get into that because it had no power brakes, no power steering, no AC. So we gotta look into everything on the next episode.
And then from there,
We're gonna start modifying it. We already got suspension on the way, so that's gonna take a little bit to get here, but it's on the way.
Nice.
So we're gonna do, you know, just the basics, but more on what's coming on the next episode. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more videos like this one.